Slack it for the technical difficulties. Slack it for the technical difficulties. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, we are located here at 231 FM 1092, Stafford, Texas. Zip code 77477. We also got a school in San Antonio, about 3 hours away, 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code 78218. Us in San Antonio, us here in Houston and San Antonio, we got the same class schedule, which is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Ours in Houston is from 7 to 9 p.m. San Antonio is from 7:30 to about 10 or 10:30. Our Sabbath Shabbat morning class here in Houston is from 10 a.m. to 2 to 3 to whenever we finish. San Antonio is from 10 a.m. to about 4 or whenever they finish as well. We also have the East Coast schools, which is Virginia and Rochester, which is in Virginia and Rochester. Their address is out there in Virginia, it's 2610 Grammy Street, Norfolk, Virginia, zip code 23517. And in Rochester, it's 1600 Lyell Ave, Suite 1A, Rochester, New York, zip code 14607. We ask that you their class times and schedules is also the same as, not the same as us, but they got the same ones, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9. No, it's actually 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, that is, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. Saturday from 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. We ask that you like, share, and subscribe to all of the class channels. Like, share, and subscribe to the Rochester, the Houston, the VA, the San Antonio channels. Like, share, and subscribe to Mashaba's Blog Talk Radio. The 5 Minutes of Wisdom, the kids class that we do here on Sundays. Like, share, and subscribe to like, share, and subscribe to everything that we got. Right? There's
Just like, share, and subscribe.
yeah, it's like, share, and subscribe. Get the word out.
Just like everything.
Let's do it.
Just, like all the YouTube. Every channel.
Right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Right? But
I'm selling YouTube.
so we got Pure Rim coming up. Pure Rim is on the
22nd.
and 23rd.
23rd. It's at sundown at the 22nd.
So yeah, so Pure Rim is coming up. It's the 22nd to the 23rd. Make sure y'all think of y'all's gifts, what y'all want. The limit for the adults is what, $100?
Yeah, something like that.
So the limit for the adults is $100. The limit for the kids is how much? 50? Yeah. So if anybody want to get me some kicks, just kidding. But yeah. So that is coming up. So y'all know Purim 2-day feast, and then right after that Passover, like a month later, right? So we gonna knock these. This is gonna be here like that, right? So just look out for that. If you'd like to contact any of the priests, Quatazak, he's here to my left, number 303-557-8979. Zach's number is 757-300-4047. Zion's number is 346-234-8340. Again, we ask that you like, I was gonna say like, share, and subscribe one more time. But no, we ask that, you text only during class. And because obviously we're not gonna answer the phone while we're having class. So yeah, text only during class, and that's it for the announcements. Give me 1 second. Let me just put this password in real quick. So, real quick, today's class is going to be titled 5 Wise and 5 Foolish. So today's class, once again, is going to be titled 5 Wise and 5 Foolish. All right. So what we're going to be going over just on this is we're going to be going over, man, like what made the 5 wise wise and what made the 5 foolish foolish. So where we're going to start at is
Talking about the 5 virgins, right?
yeah,
the 10
5
virgins.
My bad. Yeah, the 10 virgins. This thing's not letting me log in.
So, it's Apple.
So where we're going to start at is actually Matthew 25 and 12. We're actually going to start at the end of that. We're going to start at the end of that parable. So go ahead, read it.
Matthew chapter 25 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore.
Oh, you know what? Start at 13. No, start at 11.
11.
Yep.
Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not.
So, this was the end of this parable, right? And we're going to start from the front of the parable. But the reason why I wanted to start at the end is, remember, if you remember the story of the parables, this parable about the 10 virgins, the 5 foolish, they just didn't bring their lamps. Long story short, Christ came, took the 5 that was prepared, and they went into the chamber. They're like, hey, let us in. He's like, I don't know you. But he didn't know the 5 that he took either. You see what I'm saying? Technically. So when he was saying he don't know you, it's not just that they were late. It's not that just they didn't have their oil. So what was it really talking about? So because that relates to all of us. Right now we're like the 10 virgins, all of us. We're like the 10 virgins waiting for that day for Christ to come. We don't know when he's going to come. Waiting for the bride, waiting for the bridegroom to come. We don't know when he's going to come. But we just got to be ready. And you want to make sure that you're what? Found ready. And you don't want to be one of the ones that are left. So you know how I look at it is, the way I look at it is, it shows me that there's going to be a lot of people that have this knowledge, that have this truth, that know who they are, that's putting in work, but they're just not going to be ready when the time comes. And that's something that we want to do what? Avoid, right? So let's start at Isaiah chapter 34 in verse 16. This first point is going to be titled, The Lamp. So wait, let's go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 34 verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And read.
Mm-hmm.
And no one of these shall fail.
So scripture say, of course, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, right? None of these are going to fail. Go ahead.
None shall want her mate.
So just like I was saying earlier, like we know, and we're going to read it, we know that there's going to be 5 that are wise and 5 that are foolish. Right. So if it's saying that some are going to be wise and some are going to be foolish, and you're reading that out the book, and the book says none of these shall fail, then you got to understand that if it's saying none of these are going to fail, and it's already telling you that there's going to be 5 foolish, you do not want to have anything to do with these 5 foolish that we're going to talk about. Right? Now, go to Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Romans chapter 15 verse 4.
Go ahead.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So the reason why I'm starting with just these 2 is because these parables that we read in Matthew's, I've been going over Matthew's recently. And these parables, man, every time you go over Matthew's, Mark, Luke, or John, and you reading these parables, and that's just how Christ spoke, which is beautiful. You know why it's beautiful? Because he spoke in this way that made you think. It's not like, you know, when he's like, what's a good parable that Christ used? The foxes have holes, the birds have their nests. The Son of Man have nowhere to lay his head. He could have just been like, bro, I don't got nowhere to sleep. He could have just said that, right? But he said the foxes have holes, the birds have their nests, but I don't have a place to lay my head. So now, because he said it like that, what you do is you end up thinking, man, how do foxes move in their holes? Why do foxes need holes? What's so special about them being in their holes? How long are they in their holes? Like, what's so special about the nest of a bird? How do they build a nest? It makes you think. That's why the scripture says meditate on the scriptures, because that's how the scriptures are. It's written the way it's beautifully written, because it makes you think, and then when you think, it makes you correlate it to your life. So that's the reason I'm starting with these two scriptures, because again, this parable about the 10 virgins is very important, and it affects every single one of us. You see what I'm saying? So whatsoever things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. Go ahead.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Because guess what? The scriptures do give you comfort. But we like to take our comfort in everything but the scriptures. And we like to have our hope in everything but the scriptures. But you see men that went through things that we ain't coming close to going through. Sisters that went through things that we ain't coming close to going through. No sister had to, I don't think any sister had to do what Judith had to do. Any sister ever cut a head off? Of a man? Of a chicken? Me and Yashkar was watching a video of somebody. We watched a video yesterday of this chick, like, she showed the process of like a live chicken to a dead chicken, and she just grabbed the chicken and just, like it was nothing. I'm like, man, well, yeah, anyways, but that's why I asked. If y'all haven't, of course, none of y'all have had to do that, but Judith did for the nation. And when she walked into the camp of the Assyrians, she didn't know she was going to do that. She didn't know what she was going to, but she didn't know what the hell she was walking into. All she had was faith when she was walking. And I mean, there's a lot of stories of sisters that did courageous things. There's a lot of stories of brothers that did courageous things. But it's written so that when you're going through whatever you're going through, you can remember, I can be courageous too. I can leave a mark. I can leave a name in Israel, right?
Right.
So let's start. Matthew chapter 25, verse 1.
Matthew chapter 25 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins.
So it says the kingdom of heaven is going to be like what?
Likened unto 10 virgins.
So how's the kingdom of heaven going to be?
Likened unto 10 virgins.
It's telling you what heaven is going to be like. It's going to be like 10 virgins. We all want to get in heaven, so why not all learn about these 10 virgins? Right? So the kingdom of heaven is going to be like this parable that I'm about to give you about these 10 virgins. Go ahead.
Which took their lamps.
Which took their what?
Lamps.
Now, what is the lamp? Read.
And went forth to meet the bridegroom.
So again, this first point is titled the lamp. So what is the lamp? Read down, verse 2.
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
So what is the lamp? What's the lamp? They took their lamps. It's a parable, but everything in the parable has a meaning. What's the lamp? Everybody's hand should be up, because we're all the 10 virgins. We're all one of these virgins right now. So if you don't understand what the hell the lamp is, what do you use a lamp for? Light. What do you use a lamp for?
To see.
Light, to see, right?
Yeah.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of darkness.
Shadow of death.
Oh, that's scratch that. I did a Kobe.
You did a quadazop. You mixed like 8 scriptures in the one.
No, that was totally a Kobe. No disrespect. I was watching the highlights of his last game where he scored like 60. He took like 60 shots. That's terrible.
Terrible.
If you don't, yeah, basketball reference. If you don't understand, that's not a good thing. But anyways, so the lamp is so that you can see, right? We're in what? Oh no, the valley of the shadow of death.
No,
It wasn't darkness?
Valley of the shadow of death.
Sorry. My brain, right? But anyways, let's see what the lamp is. Let me be quiet. Let's see what the lamp is. No, you know what? First, let's see what the husband is. Let's go to Isaiah 54 and 5. Isaiah 54 and 5.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 5.
See, that's where, like, if a brother had my back, he would have found real quick. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband.
You see that? The Most High espoused us to one husband. Go ahead.
That I may present you as a chaste.
Present you.
Present you as a
Chaste virgin.
chaste virgin to Christ.
You see that? So Christ is our what? Our husband. Which we already knew, right?
Yeah.
But if you didn't, now you know. But these are two good scriptures to show you who your husband is, who you're espoused to. Now you see where it says that I may present you as a chaste. Somebody look that word up, chaste. We're supposed to be presented as a chaste virgin to Christ. A chaste virgin. Who knows what chaste means just off the dome? Anybody? Any guys?
No, Alexander.
No, what's chaste, Noah? Let us know what chaste is.
To be like ran after.
Wait, to be what?
Ran after.
No, not
Not chaste.
Oh, not chase you like chase you. It sounds the same. Good try. Chaste.
Chaste.
Chaste. Right, not chase.
That's that English language. Good try though, yes. Chaste. Who got chaste? What you got? Joshua, what you got?
Chaste in the 1828, it says pure.
You see that? Pure. Go ahead.
Pure from all unlawful commerce of sexes.
Now,
Of sexes.
Of sexes.
so pure from all unlawful commerce, right? You know why I like that? Because we all came from an unlawful, filthy relationship with the world.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? So what we're trying to do now is be presented, is being taken from that and being presented as a chaste, pure, like a chaste, pure virgin unto Christ.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Where all that is washed away, where our minds is washed away and everything is now pure and clean and presentable. So now let's go to Psalms 119, 105. Psalms 119, 105. So we get that Christ is the husband. Just wanted to throw two scriptures on that. Let's go to Psalms 119, 105.
Psalm chapter 119, verse 105.
No. My bad. Hold that. Proverbs 6 and 23.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23.
He was already ready. Proverbs 6, 23. Go ahead.
For the commandment is a lamp.
So back in Matthew 25, when it says that they took their lamps, what is it? What is the parable talking about? What did they take, really? They took the commandments, they took the laws, they took the scriptures, they took the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding. That's what they took. Well, that's what we took. That's what we're supposed to be taking. You see that? The wisdom, the knowledge, all that. It says, go ahead.
And the law is light.
Why? So that we could see. Because at first we didn't understand. We lived sinfully. We broke the Most High's commandments. We lived in darkness. Our choices was filled with death and destruction, and we didn't know. But when we got the law, not just Leviticus, not just Deuteronomy, but when we got the whole book, the book of the law, the book of life, then things started to change. Then we started to see all the mistakes that we made, all the bad choices that we made. We started to have an understanding. We started to see how filthy we were, how impure we were, how unclean we were, I should say, right? And now we're working on it. Go ahead.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Why? Because that's what the lamp does. Now you're able to see the reproofs that need to be made. Now you're able to hear the reproofs and the correction that needs to be heard. It says that it's a way of life. Now read that Psalms 119 and 105.
Psalm chapter 119, verse 105.
Go ahead.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet.
You see that? His word is a lamp unto my feet. So now you know how to walk. Now you know how to carry yourself. Now you know what to say, what not to say, when to say, how to say. Now you're learning some discretion. Now you know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Now you know how to think. Now you know how to move. Why? Because the Most High's word is what guides you. It's what guides your life. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
And a light unto my path.
You see that? Why? Because everything, every action, every decision, every move is filtered through counsel, filtered through the scriptures. Let's go to
Oh, my bad. Oh, you said it to me, right?
I added you. Let's go to Exodus chapter 27, verse 20. Exodus chapter 27, verse 20.
Exodus chapter 27, verse 20.
Yep.
Come. The book of Exodus chapter 27 and verse 20.
So just real quick. Who's the husband? Very easy, right? We already knew that. Now the lamp, we got a better understanding of what the lamp is that these virgins took, right? So they took their lamps. Right? Hold where you're at. Somebody go to Matthew 25 and 3.
Matthew chapter 25 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Go ahead.
But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps.
So,
Can I ask a question?
go ahead. Yeah.
So, what do you understand about, you got a lamp and you got oil. So what does that mean about the lamp? Can you have one without the other?
No.
Okay, so before we go into the scriptures, what is the oil? Okay, what's the lamp again?
It's light.
The commandment.
What is it's the commandments, right? What is the oil?
The work behind the commandments.
Oh, I thought you were there already.
Oh no, I was not there.
Yeah,
But no, it's perfect.
no, but I'm just wanting to see if they can get it without going to the scriptures. Is the what?
The work behind that.
Okay, the work behind it. What else?
Wisdom.
Okay. But think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. When, if it was wisdom, then would this parable be just? If it was wisdom?
Is it fuel?
I mean, that's what it is. It's fuel. Now, incorporate that into the parable. It's a parable.
Continuation of his word, just keep studying, keep reading, keep knowing it. I know that.
Y'all are close.
Faith.
Any other? y'all, there's some good. Those are some good answers, right? We're gonna go through the scriptures. I just wanted to see what y'all. First of all, if y'all were paying attention, and then to see what y'all thought. There was no bad answer in there. Were y'all spot on? We'll see. Go ahead.
So online, one of the brothers said the spirit, which is good as well.
Okay, that's a good answer. Who said that?
Michael.
Right. I'm a one.
Oh, see, I'm one. You have my back. With the darkness.
Right.
Okay, so let's go. Let's read the Exodus.
The book of Exodus chapter 27 verse 20.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring thee pure olive oil beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always.
You see that? Now, the reason why I threw this in there, is because you see how it says that the lamp that we had at the temple, this was the lamp at the temple, right? This never went out. This light never went out. So we brought pure olive oil to continuously burn this, continuously make sure that this lamp is continuously burning at the temple. So your lamp, your fire can never go out in this truth. So a very easy clue to why to what set apart the 5 foolish and the 5 wise is that the foolish ones, they didn't prepare themselves. They didn't prepare themselves, so their light went out. So, Yashka, what's up? Oh,
No, go ahead.
They didn't prepare themselves to keep the light burning?
yeah, to keep their fire burning.
No, you're right, but let's make it make sense because he doesn't get it. You don't do you get it? She don't get it either. You don't get it. So, because there's a word that y'all are not looking at. Think about how a lamp works.
Yeah.
Right? It got the bottom and the oil is in the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a wick that is always connected to the oil.
Right.
And it goes up in a little apparatus and that's lit. And so it keeps this constant connection, right? Oil, and it keeps the fire going.
Oh, do y'all know how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering because
We kind of skipped over it,
my bad.
but I kind of explained it.
I thought that y'all just understood. You know, in Jamaica, like when the lights went out.
Yeah, we knew how to just light up, throw some oil, throw some paper, light it, boom,
No,
fire. But
I
just
thought
think
so.
about it. Think about it though.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it like this. A candle, it's the same principle, right? And you have that candle and that wick, and it's always connected to that wax.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you have that flame. So what does that represent? There's a constant
Burning.
Yeah, well, it is gonna burn, but think about it. I don't want to give it away to y'all. It's what?
It's constantly connected?
Okay, it's constantly connected. You're right. So if I'm constantly connecting something, what am I constantly doing? Like, let's say I got a cut on my arm, and I'm constantly connecting the Q-tip to the cut. What am I constantly doing with the alcohol to the cut? Bam! It represents a constant application of the word, meaning the connection is never broken between the oil, the wick for the light to be lit. Because just think about it. What's the point of the commandment if you don't apply it?
Yep.
Aren't you still in darkness? Don't you just have, like, Christians? They have the lamp, but it's dry as hell. It got cobwebs. They ain't never lit it. Right? They walking with the lamp like, how come I can't see? Stumping into walls, tripping over stumbling blocks, right? Fall into strongholds. So the oil represents a continuous application of the commandment.
That's why I had started at the end
Right.
of the parable.
Right.
That's why Christ
I like
said,
the way
I
you
never
did
knew
it.
you.
I like the way you did it.
That's why he said, I never knew you. But think about it. What separated the 5 wise from the 5 foolish? If it was just based off of the fact that I didn't know you. Like, well, he technically didn't know. If he didn't know the 5 foolish, then he didn't know the 5 wise either. You see what I'm saying? So why would he say that when he let the 5 in and he didn't leave the 5 out?
To him.
The 5 didn't. You know what I'm saying? Why would he say that? Well, what it is he said, I didn't know you because the only way that you do know Christ is and have that relationship with him is by applying the scriptures.
And if I'm constantly applying, doesn't that automatically make me ready?
It's by picking up your burden.
Yeah. If I think about it, they're going over classes over there in VA on the armor. If I'm constantly putting on the faith, if I'm constantly putting on the armor, like, do I gotta get ready for the fire if I'm already fireproof?
Very, very good point.
Like, do I gotta get ready for the fire, or can I just, if the fire is coming towards me, just walk into it? Yeah, because I'm constantly applying the spiritual attributes of the word. It's not just, well, I got my fringes on, so I'm applying the commandment, right? I got my beard long, but what about all those spiritual attributes that the law is supposed to teach you? Because there is a spiritual side of the law, right? You guys said it. You guys said faith, right? Somebody else said consistency. You guys said some other things, right? Which we know that those are spiritual parts that the law was meant to teach us that, we didn't pick up on. that we're learning now, like, oh snap, the law is spiritual, but we're carnal. You see that? So it had the application and the readiness or the preparedness is all the same. You can't be ready if you're not applying anything. Because then in the midst of the battle, then you gotta go do what? Yeah, like you gonna go study in the midst of the battle, you gonna go train in the fight? No, what boxer trains in the fight? No, you train before, and then when you're in the fight, what are you doing? What do they say the first 2 rounds of a boxing match is?
Feeling each other out.
You're just feeling out your opponent. You just setting the tempo. You checking your distance. You checking your jab. You're seeing how he moves. You're seeing how you move and how you react. Right? Because that's all it is. It's data gathering.
Seeing if his punches hurt, if they don't hurt.
Right.
Take it,
Yep. How does he move his feet? Is he good with his weight? Like, you're just gathering data, right? And not necessarily having to go and prepare because you're already ready. It makes sense?
Yeah.
Right, online, if that makes sense, we have to stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Yeah, basically, right? That's that old hood saying, right? Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear that in every facet of life. You hear that in the hood, the business world. It doesn't, sports world, you hear that. I stay ready. Mayweather, walk around at the fighting weight so he don't gotta drop weight. What's that?
Like how you're saying, like for the military, it's like you fall back to your training. So you've been applying this whole time, you've been being ready this whole time, you'll fall back to that.
Military, police, sports, anything that you have to train for repetitiously, they always tell you when in doubt, go back to your most basic training, because that's what's going to keep you alive.
Yep.
And even with us, when you go into these battles with Christians and they want to try to jumble up the word in Galatians and try to stump you over here in this book of Paul or stumble you over here, go back to the basic training. Wait, let's go back to who the Bible's for, who it was written for, who was it about in the beginning, and did that change? And you'll never be stumped. You see what I'm saying? Go back to the basic training of, why are you doing this? Why am I here? When you get knee deep in your nonsense, when the spirit starts to try you, right? You got to go back to what's the basic training scripture we go to. What's our basic training scripture? Come on, what the mother?
It's carnal, weapons of warfare.
Ecclesiasticus 2. That's like our basic training. Like when you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Then all the other ones, weapons of our warfare, being tried, right? Blessed he that is when he tried these right, that blessed he that resists temptation. Yeah, then you go to those scriptures to add on, but the most basic of basics for us is Ecclesiasticus 2, because no matter what, that can settle you in any situation. And it'll remind you, wait a minute, I got to go through certain things when I come to serve.
It's supposed to happen.
Right, right. What was that? So y'all are, wait, before you speak, y'all are understanding what's going on? We all on the same page as far as husband, lamp, oil, and what they all represent? Okay. Oh, no. So, Yashkar and then.
So the oil representing application, the way you describe that is very, very clear. And the way I'm internalizing for myself, the things that we're trying to venture into, right? What we had the meeting about the other day. And the things that we bring to y'all's attention, like, oh, I'm excited because I want to do this, and do that, do this. I'm able to have that type of faith and light because I apply those specific skills on a regular basis if I'm just looking at it at a carnal level in the mall. So just on the application part, like that's very, very clear.
Yeah, it's always about going back to in every situation, right back to the basic principles. Adonai.
Could you also say the oil represents your zeal? Or is that
Yeah, you can say that. You can definitely say that.
I was gonna say, your oil is your application, right? But the oil is like everything. It's everything. So the oil is your faith. It is your application. It is your zeal. It's all these good positive things that just keeps you going, that keeps you pushing in the right direction, that keeps the light burning, that keeps the fire burning. You know, I was thinking about it when you were, because it uses oil, right? But another good way to look, you have mentioned a candle. Another good way to look at it is like a candle. The wick, not the wick though, but the
wax.
The wax. The wax is like the oil. Because think about it, the wax is oil.
Yeah.
In a way, because when the flame burns the wax, it drips out not water, it drips out oil, the oily substance. But it's that oily, it's the wax that keeps the flame burning for this long time. But the problem is this though, the oil eventually runs out. So you do got to keep doing what? Putting oil. The wax will eventually what? Burn out. So you got to keep putting more into it to keep your flame going. So the difference between the 5 foolish and the 5 wise that we're going to touch on is, and I've seen it with he's seen it, I've seen it with my time being a part of the truth. Like you see a lot of brothers, you see a lot of sisters that come and they burn out being a part of the school. Like you watch a lot of brothers come for 1 day, 2 days, week, month, couple of days, and it's like, damn, I wonder if he's gonna stick. Damn, I wonder if she's gonna stick. I mean, we've seen a lot of it even recently, right? A lot of brothers come, a lot of maybe a couple of sisters that come, and it's like, damn, are you gonna stick? You wonder if they're gonna stick, and what ends up happening? They may come for a class or 2 or 3 or 4. They don't end up sticking. Why? Because they didn't have no oil. They didn't have no wax. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna touch on another scripture too further in the class about just that situation. But for us that's here, that does stick, that's been here online in class, you know, you wanna make sure that you keep yours going, because we're the ones that's really in this position of the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. And it's this constant thing of you gotta make sure that you have everything that you have to keep the fire going. Y'all see what I'm saying? Because you will get low. Your wax, your oil will get low, and your fire will start to get dim. That's what it is. But how can you do you recognize that, and are you able to spiritually add back that flame, add back that fuel for you, so that you don't just completely go out? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see you got it, right? You should have that part. You should have this. 19, 20, 21, 21 to your point that you're speaking on that.
You want to go to that?
We can.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go to Matthew 13. See, you pulled this one. But you on this part. Got you. No, because it hit my brain.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking, I'm like, wait, let me see if you got it. Go to Matthew's. Just on the point that he's making about, again, think about it. What's a car without fuel? There's a big ass space, there's a big space saver, right? Because the car, like you could say, well, the car is the lamp, the fuel is the oil, right? And the same, you know, there's these counterparts. So, go Matthew's 13 and 18.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower.
Right, so this is the parable of the sower. Jump down to 20.
20. But he that received the seed into stony places.
Right, the seed is what? The word, right? The same thing, the word, the commandment. Go ahead.
The same is he that heareth the word.
Right, and this is a lot of times, and this is what we're talking about the ones that come in, they get it, and they fizz out. They'll hear the word.
Right.
They'll be excited as hell. The Rakatha Yahweh, they'll pick up on all the Hebrew, right? They'll be ready to just shoot their shot, all like bust their whole gun in one day. They want to street speak. They want to kill Edomites. They want to slay Hamites. They want 15 ribs, right? They want to teach every class all in 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got listen. I've seen it. right? They want to do all the counsels. They want to do all these great spiritual things. But what was the problem? Go ahead.
And anon with joy receiveth it.
Right, and they receive it with joy. They're like, man, I'm ready. Right? And it sucks because what do you got to do as a teacher? What do we got to do as spiritual advisors? That's my new title. Spiritual advisors. Right? And spiritual leaders. We got to look at that person and say, pump your brakes. You know why? Because there's something that's missing. Go ahead.
Yet hath he not root in himself.
Right, because the basics are supposed to root us, right? Like that same very person wants to go and conquer the whole world, but they can't conquer their own spirit. They want to go and teach every class and every breakdown, and they want all the revelations, all the Daniels. Like, you asking questions in Daniels and Revelations, you only been here a week. Fall back. Let's take you back to Genesis.
Let's take you back to the stuff that's important.
Right, let's take you to the law. Let's take you to the Gospels. Let's hop into, so why you didn't ask no questions in Psalms? But you trying to get Revelations 12 breakdowns? Who's the 10-headed dragon?
Or why aren't you asking any questions about Matthew's and Proverbs?
Right, that's Matthew.
Stuff that you need now. Oh, the Galatians, the
right,
the stuff that you need now.
Right, the things that you can actually apply, because you can't apply a 10-headed dragon with crowns, and you can't apply that right now in life. That don't mean nothing. It's
Little
knowledge.
horns.
Right, little horn, big horn, this horn, that horn. Who's the little horn, and does it matter? When you got a lot of anger in you, when you got a lot of resentment in you,
Right.
when you don't have, when you've never, a lot of our people they're not good at completing situations. They haven't completed high school. Everything they put their hand to, it's left undone. Those are the things that you should be asking, like, man, how come I'm not a self-starter? How come I don't complete things?
Yeah.
Right? How come I can't settle my spirit and see things without using so much emotion? Right? Because Revelations ain't gonna help. But they receive the word with joy. Go ahead.
And anon with joy receiveth it.
Go ahead.
Yet hath he not root in himself.
Right, because those basic principles were supposed to root you. Go ahead.
But dureth for a while.
Wait, for how long?
A while.
Go ahead.
For when tribulation.
This is how you know it's about basics. For when what?
For when tribulation.
But when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for what?
Tribulation.
So when what?
Tribulation.
Come on.
Or persecution.
Read.
Ariseth.
Right?
Because
which it's always going to arise.
It must.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's this life. Through much tribulation, you shall enter into the kingdom. So what you're saying is that I didn't study to get into the kingdom. I'm not studying to figure out how I make it through the wilderness, through the darkness, because a lamp, right, is made for darkness. Yeah. So I'm not studying to make it through this dark ass world. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Darkness.
Right? but it's all the same thing, because this it says a shadow of death. So don't a shadow cast darkness? Yeah, don't a shadow cover the light?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's still darkness, and you still need the lamp to lighten your feet. You still need the commandment to guide you. You see that? But if I'm only studying for knowledge, if I'm only studying to be smart, listen, you know what I call this person right here? A Bible-loving atheist. Ooh. That's what this person is. A Bible-loving atheist. You just want to read the scriptures for certain things, but you really don't love the Most High. You really don't love your people. You really don't love yourself. You see that?
Right.
Because if you were really prepping your mind, you would know tribulation gotta come. It's going to come. That's part of the program. Persecution. They persecuted me, they're gonna persecute you. Right? You want to reign with me, but you don't want to suffer with me? It's Christ's words. I'm paraphrasing, right? Go ahead.
Arises because of the word.
Because of the what?
The word.
Who put everything in motion?
The word.
Right. It wasn't because of man. It's like, why am I going through this? Because the word said so. The word said so. No man got control. As soon as you pick up this book, no matter what you choose to apply, the word starts to guide situations. Because how are you going to be baptized? How are we supposed to be baptized? With the what and with the what?
With the fire.
With the fire and what with us? With the word. With the Holy Spirit. So you want to be baptized, Craig? You want to be clean, Jody? Well, you have to go through this. But when the word starts to baptize you, it's like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this. What is this? What is this standard thing that you guys are talking about? What is this order and structure and patience and peace and love? What are these things that you're speaking of? Faith? 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 That's how that Soldier Boy. Faith? But he was like, Drake? Faith? What is that?
Right.
Right? Well, the word was going to test your faith, your patience. What's that?
And then they want to start looking at you. They want to start looking at those around them as if they're the ones that are causing tribulation and
Right.
suffering.
Because our minds are programmed to look at the man and not the message. To look at things carnally and not look at the spiritual side of things. So yeah, you start to point fingers at the man. See, y'all niggas, no, it's y'all niggas did this to me.
Yeah.
See, my life was better without the Bible.
Right.
Really? So crack, pimps, hoes, drugs, all them bullet wounds you got, all them bodies you got, all the diseases, all those different things was better than not having them. Right, dysfunctional families, not seeing your kids, baby mamas, baby daddies. So all that was better than the light affliction. All that was better than getting cleaned up through the word. Because you know what the worst part about the word is when it starts to clean you. Like any cleaning process, it's the worst part because you have to agitate the dirt. Don't you? To really get something clean, you ever clean a fish tank? You gotta agitate that dirt, and then what does the water look like? Like, damn, I gotta get rid of this whole water. Right? And it all set, but when it all settles, and when you clean it, that thing is crystal clear. You're like, oh damn, I needed to do that. But see, we don't like getting that dirt that's in us agitated because it starts to kick up all these other deep, dark, filthy little secrets that we got. And you don't want that to come out. A lot of us, you want to suppress and suppress.
Fish tank be dirtier than you think.
It'd be dirtier than you think.
Once you really get in there, it's like, whoa, what the hell?
Like, damn, how could it get this dirty? Right? Well, you got all these things around that's hiding the true filth. Right? Read on.
By and by.
A little by little. But guess what? See, the Most High is not unjust. Little by little, he's trying to take you through the cleansing process. Right? Because we realize we can't get our whole spirit clean in one Bible reading session. It ain't gonna take one night. Oh, I read the whole, you did the dude, and you read the whole Bible, and all of a sudden you're clean. He's like, what's your talent? I read a book in 2 seconds. He's like, let me see. He was like, yeah, that's how we try to do it though. Like, I'm clean.
Bro, is that real?
Hell no, they almost trying to fight him. I've been trying to rush the stage. Like, bro, I can't believe you gotta be out here talking about Hamites got talent. He said, look at him like, what the hell? But that's how we try to do it. Like, we try to like rip through the whole Bible and like, see, I studied, but for a night, damn, like 2 chapters. Bro, I've been in the same chapter for the last 3 nights straight. The same chapter. And I'm gonna go home and go back to that same chapter. That's the only thing that's on my mind is this one chapter in the Bible. I'm not telling y'all what it is. But it's like in my brain so hot, right? And I'm like, man, and I get it, I understand it, right? But I'm gonna go back to it, and I'm gonna read it again, and I'm gonna audio Bible it, and I got it on my phone on a Word document, and I'm adding precepts. I'm gonna probably do that for the next week. Right?
What is it?
Huh? Galatians, the 3rd chapter. Get you some bars. Galatians, the 3rd chapter. That's where I'm at. Right? I'm in them Christian bars. Yeah, I'm in them Christian debunker scriptures. Christian Bible Hulk smash. That's where I'm at, right? But that's the point though. Little by little, we supposed to be cleansing. But that's what we have to understand. Go ahead, read on. I don't want to take the whole class. Go ahead.
By and by, he is offended.
But why would you be offended by what you need? Because you don't understand basics. You didn't understand the basic. When you need to be when you ought to be a teacher, you need someone teach you how to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to be a brother, right? Remember, we come in as niggas. You only know how to be niggerish to another person. You don't know how to be a real brother, right? You only know how to be a bitch to another woman because that's what you were taught. But when you come and you sit with the Bible, when you sit with the word, you learn how to be a sister. You only know how to be a nag to your husband, right? And a ball and chain in his eyes. But then guess what? With the word, you're like, oh, snap. He's like, damn, got me a Proverbs 31 woman. How'd that happen? Well, because the word. But how could you be offended when he's like, no, sis, don't speak like that. Don't talk to me like that. How can you get offended by that? When he's just trying to get you into Proverbs 31, Ecclesiastes 26, Ecclesiastes 25, right? Yeah. But you can stay Proverbs 7. Ooh. You can stay Proverbs 6. You could stay Ecclesiastes. What is it? Ecclesiastes 35? Yeah. You could be those women. A loud crying woman. You could be her, but he's trying to bring you into a different light. Same thing with brothers. But how can you be offended by the word when it's meant to clean you? How? Read on.
Verse 22. He also.
That's it on that. Let's go to the next scripture.
Let's go to Matthew 7:13.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 13.
Slow, bro.
Go to Matthew 7:13. So real quick, what we're gonna go into is this. The second point is gonna be titled, "What's your oil?" What is your oil? You know, which we've already kind of touched on it. Your oil is your application. It's your faith. It's a lot of different things, but the oil, for the most part, is your application. It's how well you carry your cross. You see what I'm saying? That's what. Which, let me simplify it. Your cross is your burden. So how well can you carry your burden? What's your burden? Well, your burden is actually the burden of others. How well can you carry helping other brothers, helping other sisters out, feeding the sheep? It's all these different things. Like I said, I've been going over Matthew's recently, and the more you go over it, the more you're like, the more like these different things just hit you.
Right.
The more the life of Christ hits you, because that's the life that we're trying to live as well. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
The more of the example you are to somebody.
The more of an example you are. Yep. Read that, Matthew 7:13.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
There's a reason I'm starting here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
So guess what? You have the 5 wise that went through the straight, the 5 foolish. Even though they had the lamp, the word, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, what separated them is that they didn't apply it. They didn't use it. They didn't prepare themselves to use it. So what ended up happening? They ended up going down the broad gate and ended up dying just like everybody else. Ended up being destroyed just like everybody else, even though they got the wisdom. Even though they know they're an Israelite, they know what tribe they're from. And you see that with a lot of Israelites, man.
Why though?
Just think of all the brothers, all the sisters that you've seen. Not just here in this school, but just in general. It's like, bro, how you an Israelite eating pork and making videos about eating pork?
Ooh.
Like, huh?
How you an Israelite getting accused of adultery? How are you an Israelite being accused of murder and like all these things that you were supposed to?
You're no different than the world.
That's the thing.
You're no different than the ones that's going down the broad way that lead it to the structure.
Like your truth music sounds like just regular old
Trap rap.
Trap music. What's the
Drill rap.
What's the nigga? Molly Percocet. What's his name?
Future.
Yeah, your music sound like Future's music. Yeah, it's like what the hell? Yeah,
It's mumble music.
Yeah, it's wild. Because you do a few scriptures in there, it's righteous rap. No, but the question is, think about it. If it says enter at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Why do I go down this broad path? It's real simple. We just said it. Just think about what we've been saying. Why am I going down the broad path and I have a lamp? Why am I going down the broad path with a lamp?
Well, that's narrow because you don't have a light.
There it is. You don't have the light to narrow the path. To know, don't walk over here in the doo-doo. Don't walk over here in the fire. Don't eat the shrimp, pork, crab, lobster over here. Don't still try to kill people and bang a lot of women over here, right? Like the commandment, the light is supposed to narrow. And see, that's what people hate. People hate having less options. I'm starting to learn that. Christians want options. And they want to be able to go and have a smorgasbord of meats. You can't just have a few meats. Even though us, as Israelites, we got meats to choose from, right? We got deer meats, lamb meats, cow meats, goat meat. What other meat can we eat? Fish, right? Huh? Shit, giraffes are lawful. Pigeons. Right, those are lawful. Turtle doves, those are lawful. Locusts are lawful. I mean, I'm not gonna go pull up on the nearest locust farm. But we got options, right? But see, the problem is with the broad, they want every option. Nothing is bad in their eyes because the light is not shining on what that bad is. You gotta look at it from this perspective. It's like I don't see the problem with pork. Well, nigga, all you gotta do is just study. You don't need the Bible to understand that pork is the worst thing you could ever eat. Well, I don't understand. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with eating bottom feeders. Well, all you have to do is just look at what bottom feeders do. And you'll never have to pick up a Bible to understand that. See what I'm saying? But they don't want to even use the light that's afforded to them of just straight regular, just worldly wisdom. And when I say worldly wisdom, I mean, like when I eat it and it starts to destroy me, that type of wisdom, where the Most High is showing me when I do these negatives to not do them because of the product of the act. They don't even use that wisdom, like hypertension. Nah, because I was predisposed to that at 5.
It's a family thing.
That's passed down through my family. But do they all eat pork? Do they all eat shellfish?
It's all their diet like.
Like, what's all their diet like? Right. It's like nobody wants to do this deduction of different things to understand why they're going through what they're going through. But that's what the light allows you to do. The light allows us to deduce the things around us and shrink down to the problem. And now we can say, oh, dang, that's the problem. Even though the Bible might not pinpoint the exact problem, wisdom now starts to show us. Oh, snap, I'm doing this, so I got to stop that. You see what I'm saying? But then the world ain't on that. The world is like problems. What problems? If only problem I have that can really exist is money. That's it.
Go to Matthews real quick. Just on what Quatazap is saying. Go to Matthews chapter. Where's that? I'm gonna find it.
What is that?
Acts leading to the root. It's becoming like my favorite scripture.
Oh, the Acts leading to the root.
Yeah. Acts lead. Go to Matthew chapter 3, verse 10. I knew it was early.
God.
Now,
Acts chapter 3 and verse 10.
Now check this out. You know, if I can sum up like what Christ did and why Christ came into one scripture, into one verse, it's this right here. Like me personally, if I wanted to if like the understanding of why Christ had to come, if I could sum it up in one scripture, one verse, it'll be this one. Read it.
And now also the
laid
unto the root of the trees.
And that's it. If I could sum it all up into just one, that's not even the whole verse, just one line. The axe is laid to the root of the trees. So what Zab's talking about, like the light, like you get to see your problems. How can you see your problems and get offended at your problems? Now you understand like what's causing the destruction in your life, and you get offended at that, and people really do.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like I got high blood pressure. I'm dying of this and that, and
F this Bible.
And oh yeah, don't eat pork. Like now you're offended.
Now you mad at the Bible?
Now you're mad. Like you get kicked out of every crew or any thing that you try to associate it with, that you try to get associated with. Every team, every club,
Gathering,
organization,
yeah.
military. You get kicked out. You can't stay. Nobody wants you around, right? You come and you read the Bible and you start learning how to treat people, and you get offended because you think that people treat you bad, but you really the one that treat them bad.
You become the offense.
Like you're the one that's an offense, but you think that everybody hates you. You think that everybody got a problem with you. You can't stick with people. Nobody wants to be around you, and they're always the problem, but it's never you.
Even though it is always you.
Even though it's and guess what? You come around and the light is now on you, and then now brothers and sisters are showing you that it's you. But you get mad. You know why you get mad? You know why we get mad? Why people get mad? It's because they don't want to put the axe to the root of the trees. They don't want to that bad tree that's in you, that's bringing forth the bad fruit. You don't want to put the axe to the actual root. So even though you cut the tree down, the tree grows back. It's going to keep growing back. Even though you think you're working on it, it keeps growing back, and and then you end up keep doing the same thing over and over as time goes on. You think you fixed it, but it comes right back. You're like, damn, this happened again. I'm in this situation again. Yeah, because you didn't put the axe to the root of the tree. You didn't kill it.
Because you know what you got to do to get that axe in that root? You got to dig up some dirt. And you got to really dig up dirt on yourself. You got to agitate, like we were talking about cleaning that fish tank and getting the dirt off. You got to agitate that dirt. You got to get that shovel down in them trees and reveal those roots. Reveal what's holding you down.
Reveal what's going on.
And then chop it.
And that's why people don't like to talk.
Because they don't want to reveal themselves of what's really going on with them.
Yep.
What's really in them. What's really rooting them in their negative. Because you're not rooted in positive.
Yep.
If you were rooted in positive, the word wouldn't have left you like we just read in Matthew. Right? But a lot of us are so rooted and held down with our negatives, man. And you don't want to expose it to get that thing chopped out of you.
That's what Christ came for, y'all. He came to chop stuff out. Because he ain't about to marry you if you're not. Chopped. If those things ain't chopped out. That, remember the scripture we went to earlier, that righteous, chaste, pure virgin that you're supposed to be presented as? If you got stuff in you, then you're not that chaste. You're not chaste. You're not pure. He's not gonna marry that. Y'all see what I'm saying? You can't get mad if you don't. You can't get mad if we end up falling into the realm of the five foolish. Because it's a lot of us that will, unfortunately. Go to 1 Kings chapter 19 and verse 4.
You know, they always talk about like those deep-rooted issues. See, like even the world uses that terminology, deep-rooted issues. Man, you got some deep-rooted issues.
That's a real psychological, mental issue.
Yeah, but they use the term, they use it explicitly like deep-rooted. Because they know what that means. Like this thing is like, now, think about deep roots. They're the hardest things to bring out. Why? Because they start to attach themselves and spread out all through the earth, right? And it's like, man, when you get it at a certain point, and you're like, damn, and you keep digging, and that root's all the way across the street, lifting up the cement. And you're like, wow, this thing has been destroying not just my life, it's destroying others now. My deep-rooted issues impact other people. It's wild.
You know, real quick before we get to the Ashkar, so in Sugar Land, in like the plantation area, where it's like they got dough.
Yeah.
So HOA forces them to have 2 trees in their front lawn.
Yeah.
So they got to have a tree in their front and then a tree on their sidewalk. So you got the sidewalk, and then you know how you got the grass that separates your house from the sidewalk. The sidewalk's like in between it. You gotta have a tree
right there.
and that tree tears their sidewalks up.
Yeah.
So I remember when it was delivered, the guy was like, yeah, man, HOA forces us to have 2 trees. We gotta have 2 trees or we get fined. But these damn trees, the roots keep messing the sidewalks up.
Yeah.
So when you look,
Sidewalk
this
like
cat's
this.
sidewalks is just,
Yeah.
it's just messed up. So now you live in this nice area, but guess what?
The tree is
These trees is gonna mess your sidewalks up, and guess what you gotta do? You must fence it.
You gotta dig them trees
You have to,
out.
you have to dig them sidewalks up and fence their sidewalks.
Wow. What's that?
Sorry, but the reason I'm saying that is because the roots of a tree. Think about it, bro. It's lifting up sidewalks.
Yeah.
It'll mess the foundation of your house up. That's why a lot of people cut their trees down.
It's called subversion. It literally goes under and lifts up. So think about when the scriptures talk about subverting whole households. Anyway, right?
So there's this brother and sister married couple that we know, right?
They're a brother and sister, but they're married.
Well, a brother.
Oh, okay.
Brother and his brother.
When you presented that, I'm like, I don't know that. I don't want no parts.
There's this married couple
Right?
that has deep-rooted issues,
Right?
and they were seeing a psychiatrist,
Uh-huh.
and the psychiatrist was like, "Look, I got problems. I gotta go to somebody else."
Oh, it was too deep. It was too deep. Cause some things be like, they be like straight psychotrauma, like psychotherapy, like sleep, damn hypnosis, and
And the thing about that too is they've been invited, right? They got the school's information. They got the YouTubes, right?
I'm not that great of a spiritual advisor. Just saying, right? My powers only go so far. My skills is only so deep. I've only been endowed so much.
That's
Right? No, they can come through. You got 'em. It ain't just me. What's that?
How he's like, y'all, you gotta go to somebody that can handle that. They have what's it called? It's like deep therapists.
Yeah.
For when it's like actual
Yeah.
deep problems. You know what I'm saying?
You know why? Because people, you know what it is? Because what they got to do is have people uncover that trauma. So a lot of times, what do people do? They just bury that. They bury it. They forget about it. Where do you think like multiple personality disorders come from?
Yeah.
I don't want to be what I was when I was hurt. So now I develop like a whole nother persona. So now I'm a thug. Now I'm a killer. Now I'm like this heartless person because the softer me got taken advantage of. So I gotta bury the soft me and become this hard cat. I gotta develop this outer shell. And their job is to rip through that outer shell or that cement or that grass or dirt to be able to get back to that soft rooted person, right? So they can come out. That's all it is. You know, a lot of the times, man, our psyches and who we are developed off our trauma. And you're not really the trauma person, but you move in that to try to protect yourself.
That's why it says we're born in a. That's why the scripture in Psalms it says we're born into a sinful world, shaping in iniquity.
Shaping in iniquity. Yep.
In sin that my mother conceived me.
Right.
And
I was shaping in
iniquity.
Yep.
Born into a sinful world, and you're shapen by the sin.
Let Christians
Shaping by that
Christians tell you that. They be like, well, David's mama was a harlot.
Sure.
Let them tell you. Let them break it down. They got some
Dum.
wild breakdown on that.
I had heard them try to say that because of that scripture, that sex was immoral.
Immoral, right?
Then we would all be here. We would all be dead.
That's what we said.
Right. Let's go to 1 Kings 19:4.
Oh, wow.
1 Kings chapter 19, verse 4.
You gotta love your Christians.
Hey, I guess I'm a sinner then, right? Yeah, I ain't stopping that.
Okay. Hey, yeah.
I'm an immoral cat. I mean, I'm not that immoral,
You're born something.
right?
In that case, then who makes it to heaven?
Nobody. We know that their breakdown ain't right on that.
Exactly. Yes.
Where we at?
This is why you gotta ask some questions. But let's go to 1 Kings chapter 19 and verse. Before you read 1 Kings 19 and 4, finish Matthew 7 and verse 13. Read verse 14. Matthew 7:14, then we'll go to 1 Kings. Matthew 7:14.
7 verse 14.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 7 verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
You see that? So straight is the gate that leadeth onto life, and narrow. That gate is straight, it's narrow, it's hard to find. If something's narrow, that means it's small. But the one that's broad leadeth onto destruction, right? So you got the lamp that helps you to find the straight path, the straight and right path every time. You just got to use it, right? But the one that leadeth onto death and destruction, it's big, it's easy to find. Now, with that being said, let's go to 1 Kings 19 and 4.
1 Kings chapter 19 verse 4.
So, quick summary of what's going on here in 1 Kings 19 and 4, just so y'all ain't lost. This is during the time of Ahab and Jezebel, and you got Elijah during this time. Jezebel was trying to kill Elijah. Elijah been running from Jezebel. She told him she was going to kill him. So Elijah is like, at the beginning of the chapter, we're going to start this from the beginning of the chapter, Elijah's like, man, I'm tired. Right? He sat under a tree. He's like, man, Yahweh, take me. I'm tired. Just take me. We're going to start at verse 4. Read verse 4.
1 Kings chapter 19 verse 4.
Go ahead.
But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness.
Speaking of Elijah, go ahead.
And came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die.
So right here, Elijah's asking the Most High to take his life. He's running from Jezebel. She's trying to kill him. Running from Ahab. They trying to kill him, right? Yep. He's tired. He's like, man, I'm ready. I'm ready. All the other prophets are dead. They're killing everybody. They're wicked. The whole land is in famine. There's just death and destruction all around. Yahweh, I don't want to be a part of this. It's pretty much Elijah's mind. Like, just take me. Go ahead.
And said, it is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers.
Read verse 5.
And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold then, an angel touched him, and said unto him, arise and eat.
Arise and eat, right? Read down.
And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coal, and a cruse of water at his hand.
So this is the thing. Remember, there was a famine going on in the land. So this angel came, brought him food, brought him water, told him, arise, eat, and drink. Go ahead.
And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again.
So Elijah ate, drunk, lay down. Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord came again the second time, and touched him, and said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee.
So, this is where I wanted to get to. He ate, drank some water, went, laid back down. Angel came back again and said, hey, go eat and drink again. Even though he just ate and drank. He told him, go eat and drink again. You know why? Because the journey that you're about to go on, that I'm about to have you go on, it's too much. It's too much for you if you don't eat or drink. You're not going to survive the journey. You're going to die. The reason I'm throwing this in here is this, it's almost like the same thing with the 5 foolish and the 5 wise. The 5 wise prepared themselves for the journey that they're about to take on. The 5 foolish didn't. When we read down.
They didn't keep. It's like a refueling.
Yeah.
He said he said, okay, go sleep. Then he said, okay, wake up.
See, and you rested.
Refuel yourself again.
Exactly.
Because this is going to be the journey, but you got to have that fueling.
You got to be able to like. Before I get to you, we got to be real with ourselves and know ourselves, know our strengths and know our weaknesses. Like, it's funny that he just came in. I'm gonna use Shatak. Shatak fasts a lot. So guess what? If Shatak is like, listen, I'm gonna go do a whole 1 week fast, 7 days, he can do it.
Yeah, we're not really
built up.
We're not really gonna challenge him on that.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna challenge, especially not me. Yeah. Especially not me. but I gotta be real with myself. He's like, I'm gonna do a 7-day fast. I'm like, shit, sorry. I'm like, good luck. You got it. Cause me, I know I'm not gonna last 7 days.
Like a Rob gonna break that night.
as soon as he says fast, I'm like 7 minutes. I'm cracking.
Damn, this guy said 7 minutes.
Yeah, just because he said the word fast, in 7 minutes I'm done.
It's like, it's funny, whenever he say he'll get on a fast with me, and it'll be like, let's say day 4, I'm like, how's the fast going for you?
He's like, oh, I broke that. Now you talking about it. It's like, damn, you couldn't have said nothing. You out
I broke it that same night, 7 minutes later. But nah, the point I'm trying to make is like we got to know ourselves and know what it is. Like, yeah, we all want to undertake the super extraordinary thing, but we ain't never built ourselves up to really undertake the journey or this path that we're trying to go on. You know, we want to read the whole Bible, but you don't read it all.
Oh.
You're like, man, I want to read the whole Bible, but you don't read it all. So maybe you should start at reading the books of the Bible that only have one chapter. So like you could start building up a little. Okay, I read the history of. I read Susanna. It's one chapter. I read Obadiah. I read Jude. It's one. You know, like start with the small stuff before you're able to build yourself up to the big stuff. Be real with yourself. You know, but just back on the scripture where it's like the journey is going to be too great for you. Eat and drink and prepare yourself for this journey that you're about to go on. Narrow is the path. Narrow and straight is the way that leadeth to heaven. It's not like the narrowness is not like, oh, I'm just gonna walk from here to the front door. Like this is gonna be a narrow path that you're gonna be walking on for your life. So you gotta prepare yourself to walk on this path until Christ comes. Y'all see what I'm saying? Where it's not, where you can't look really to the right. It's the same thing in Esdras, where it's like you got to cross over this bridge to get to your kingdom, to get to your inheritance. You can't go to the right. You can't go to the left. There's fire on one side. There's water on the other side. Broad is the path, because guess what? You can do whatever you want.
You can walk how you want.
You can walk how you want. You don't gotta have a standard. You don't gotta have a care. You don't gotta prepare yourself. That's why it's just big. It's comfortable.
Yeah, that narrow path. Think about it. It's just one step in front of the one foot in. What do they say? Just say 1 foot in front of the other.
Yep.
Right. The broad path, you can skip, dance, jump, not follow the path, make your own path. You can do cartwheels.
Move like a maze.
You can moonwalk. You can square dance. Right. You could do all types of just things that are unnecessary. But what do those things get you into? That's the difference. Where if I'm walking 1 foot in front of the other, I can only concentrate on walking.
Yep.
That's it. My concentration has to be on where I'm placing my feet.
Yep.
You're like walking on a beam.
Yeah, I'm tight walking. I'm tight roping. The balance beam. That's kind of what it's like. It's like walking on the balance beam. And don't even the best. You ever watch the Olympics? Them chicks that be on the beam, don't they even look like they have the face of concentration? They live on the beam. They live on that beam. And one false move, right? And they fall off. But it's kind of the same thing with us. We got to concentrate on walking, right? Or running. Paul says running our race, right? But think about when you run a race and you turn your head. Your body starts to veer that way. Or you miss your step because you want to concentrate on looking in front of you.
Yeah.
It's just really that simple.
And you know, just with this scripture too, like I want y'all to understand, like every brother and every sister that you see that didn't survive, that's not here. When I say survive, I don't mean like they're dead or anything like that. I just mean like they're not here. They fell off the path.
Spiritually dead.
Yeah, they spiritually died because they didn't prepare themselves for the journey. And preparing yourself for the journey entails with a lot of different things. You see what I'm saying? Because as you're walking down this straight and narrow path, you know what else is happening? I was going to throw in Ecclesiastes too, but we go to it all the time. Let's go to Genesis chapter 22 and verse 1.
And you know what's cool about this?
What's that?
What's cool about this? This was the journey that Elijah was taking to find Elisha.
Oh, wow.
This is where he found Elisha in chapter. Look, I got that highlighted, but I got 19. So he departed thence and found Elisha. So he was finding, what was his whole complaint? Everyone's dead, there's no prophets, the altar is destroyed, but then the Most High said, nah, eat up, prepare for the journey, I got a replacement. Yeah, bro.
Can I'm gonna throw something in for y'all.
That's cold.
Just on this point. You see how he's pointing this out? I just thought about when I was putting this class together. I was at the dentist with my kids. I didn't have my book, and I just thought about this particular instance. So I just looked it up on the phone, found it, threw it in there, right? See, if I had my book, I would have
read it.
I would have read like how he read, and then I really would have. Oh, dang, that's why he was.
Yep.
Because I remembered this first part, I didn't remember this other part that he just brought out. So I'm just throwing this out there for those that like to just study on their phone. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to just do that. You don't just want to study on your phone. You want to actually open your book, get in there, because then you can highlight and see. And then when you highlight, you get a better feel. Just
and let's just think about this. Think about how this even correlates to the story. Him finding Elisha. He found something good, right? You get that lamp, you get that oil, you lighten that lamp, so that you can always find something good in your life to replace. To think about it, Elijah's whole complaint was that a gap needed to be filled, right? But aren't we trying to fill gaps in our life? Aren't we trying to replace the hurt, the pain, right? The regret? Aren't we trying to replace that with good? Aren't we trying to replace our chaos with joy, with peace? You trying to replace your anger with a humble spirit, with a more calmer spirit? Your anxiety, right? With what? With peace. Right, but see, you got to be able to take that journey. Like, how can you complain about not having something, but you don't have enough to take the journey to go get it? Right? Most High said, okay, look, bro, sit back, rest, recover. I'm going to send you on this journey. Imagine if he was like, hell no, I don't want to do that. He would have never found Elisha. He would have never found the next man to take the mantle.
And then, even on the way that he left, like, remember when David was leaving, he said, rest in my eyes, because I was able to see my son sit on my throne.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
So, like, even with Elijah leaving, his eyes were blessed to at least see, dang, like, Elisha.
That was like the salvation.
Elisha said, let me get a double portion of your spirit.
Right.
Elijah was like, well, if you see the Most High, if you see the Lord take me, then you know that you're going to get it.
Yeah, he saw.
And Elijah was able to see that. That was like David seeing Solomon on his throne.
And both of those is like seeing salvation.
Yeah.
Both of those are like seeing the salvation that we look for, because Elijah knew what Elisha represented. David knew what Solomon represented.
It's like a true rest in peace. You're able
rest
to
easy knowing that my work is not going to be left undone. Right? It's going to be, and it's not just undone, but it's going to be put in the hands of somebody that's going to take care the same way. Remember, Solomon was tripping over this in Ecclesiastes. He's like, man, vanity of vanities. You build up all this work and then you leave it to a fool.
Yep.
Right? But David got to see all that work get built up, and he left it to a wise man. Right? Elijah did all that work, and then it was left to Elisha, right? A faithful man that can teach others. Right? But our thing is, you're looking for certain things in life to replace the negatives. But you got to be able to put in that work. You got to take that journey. Like, Most High ain't saying walk up a damn hill to replace the hate in your heart. He's saying, look, take a journey through this scripture. Go to Leviticus 19:17, right? Go here, go there. Take the journey with the lamp and the oil. Use the word. Take that journey, and I'll help you fix your spirit. Y'all see that?
Yeah. What's up, sis?
Man.
This is kind of reminding me of the story that we went over in Monday from in Luke 15 of the two sons, where the son wanted that money and he didn't prepare himself you know, when like he was like getting jealous of his brother, it's like not having that, not preparing themselves, kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. And this is, I'm glad you brought that out because this is kind of like what this class is going into. It's us just constantly preparing our minds to make sure that we're always ready. You see what I'm saying? That preparation, Elijah prepared himself for this journey that he was about to go on. The 5 wise, they prepared themselves for the journey that they were going to go on. The 5 just didn't. So, you know, just in the journey that we're going to be going, narrow is the way, right? Yeah. Narrow is the way. You got to prepare yourself for this journey. Now, read Genesis chapter 22, verse 1.
The book of Genesis chapter 22, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass, after these things, that the Most High did tempt Abraham.
So 2 things. It's safe to say that Abraham was on the narrow path, right? Straight and narrow, right? So if Abraham was on the straight and narrow, obviously he was, because he made it to heaven. I mean, heaven is called Abraham's bosom. So it said that the Most High tempted him. But I thought God don't tempt. So what is this tempt? Because God don't tempt nobody. God tempts no man. So what is this tempt? Well, for the sake of time, I'll just tell you. For the sake of time, I'll just tell you. So when you look up this tempt in the e-sword, it tells you to test. It tells you to test. That's it. To test. So when you see that God did tempt Abraham, you could just remove tempt and put test. Don't like actually remove it, but you know, in your mind, just put test. Another one is prove. So God did prove Abraham. God did try Abraham. That's another word too. So you got try, prove, and test. So in this narrow path journey that we're taking to be 5 wise to get to Christ, what's going to happen? Not only is the path narrow, well, it's going to come with a lot of tests. It's going to come with a lot of proving points. It's going to come with a lot of trying points. Well, don't the Most High, don't the scriptures say to prove a friend? Now, I'm going to show y'all something else. Remember when we started the scriptures, remember when we started this class, it said that Christ was our what? Our husbands, right? Yeah. So when I was putting this together, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, it's like the 10 wives, they were in their betrothal period. Because they were. Until the actual marriage happened. You're in your betrothal until the marriage happened. Damn. What are you doing in your betrothal period? You're getting to what?
Getting to know your husband, you're
getting to know your spouse.
Your spouse, yeah.
So what did he say at the end of the parable that I started? I never knew you.
Yeah. I don't know you.
I don't know you. So what are you doing in the betrothal period? You're getting to know, but what else are you doing?
You're getting proven.
You're getting proven.
God.
You're getting tested. You see what I'm saying? So what are we in right now? Well, we're in our betrothal period. For Christ. Straight up. We're in our betrothal period. Christ is getting to know us. And aren't we getting to know him? Yes, we are. He's getting to know us. We're getting to know him. And isn't he trying us, proving us, testing us the same way he did Abraham? Oh, yes, he is. You're supposed to prove a friend. And during your betrothal period, you're proving this woman that you want to marry. This woman is proving you. See, like, man, are we compatible? Are we compatible? Do we even like to be around each other? Do I even like you? Can we be like? Are we just like a husband and wife on paper, or are we like just act? Or do we actually like each other here?
A lot of people during the lockdown found out they didn't like their spouse.
Yeah. Yeah, I can deal with the 2-3 hours of you when you get home from work, and then the good hours when we go on vacation. But I can't deal with you all the time, dude. It's literally how it is, man. Yeah, that pandemic time was crazy. My neighbors was always fighting. I don't know if y'all remember. So yeah. So read that verse 1 again.
Genesis chapter 22, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass,
uh-huh,
after these things,
that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, behold, here I am.
And we're not going to read down, but this tempt that Abraham was going to get, bro, that was to offer up Isaac. That was to offer up Isaac. So I was going here, man, just for us to really understand like what this is about, what the 5 wise really had to go through. It wasn't like, because you could look at the parable just like, man, yeah, they didn't put no oil in their lamps. Nah, it's way more than that.
They could use the moonlight.
Yeah,
Womp womp.
it's way more than that. It's way deeper than that. The preparation that the 5 wise did, and the lack of preparation that the foolish did. Well, the foolish. What is a fool? Anybody knows what is a fool?
Someone that lacks wisdom and understanding.
But you got the lamp. What's the lamp?
The word.
The wisdom and understanding.
No, you know what the coldest part? You know what the coldest part about the 5? You know what the coldest part about the 5 is? They sat there and watched the other 5 get prepared.
Yep.
That's the coldest part. It's like, it's like, you know, it's like when I sit back and I think about the camp, right? And I think about brothers that have been here for a long time. And then you see other brothers that kind of just got here within the last 5-6 years, and then they do this. And they skyrocket in this life. You know, obviously the one brother that comes to my mind is Shaquat, right? Shaquat only been around like 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? But he has literally oiled he like took the oil and poured it on his body. He like anointed himself with the oil, or allowed himself to be anointed, right? But you could see his upward trajectory. You could see his momentum, his zeal, his teaching, his counseling, right? He got his rib in order. They making moves in Rochester, like all these things that, like, come on, when Shaquat first came and he was living with me, I'm like, who the hell is this kid? You be in the mall sitting there nervous. You gonna talk to somebody? Oh, I'm just trying to catch the vibe, right? Now he go in that mall, he be commanding the mall. He commands that zone. Like any mall he steps into, it's his zone, right? Any situation that he steps into, it's his. Right? But what did he do? He sat back and said, well, I'm gonna oil up. Right? I'm gonna make sure I got oil in my lamp, and I'm gonna humble, I'm gonna listen. Right? And you can see there's brothers that been here longer than him, right? That why? Because they weren't prepared, and the thing is, they get a chance to look at him and say, "What?
Give me some of your oil.
Give me some of your oil. Let me go get my own, because you can't give me some. Nah, this ain't a Kit Kat.
Give me a break.
You ain't gonna give me a break. This ain't a Twix. You know what I'm saying? We're not sharing this because the oil is about your zeal, right? It's think about what keeps that fire burning inside of you. So you can't have my zeal. You can replicate it, but is it fake? Is it according to knowledge? Right? So you have to develop your own zeal based off of your own convictions,
right? Based
off your own studies, based off of your love, right? Based off of your desire, right? All our zeal, we have different levels of zeal, but it's all based off of how much you want it to be. You see what I'm saying? So you can't get my oil, right? I can show you how to get some. I'll show you the olive tree to go get the oil from. But the point is, these five versions, they sat around and watched the other ones literally prep the doomsday bag. And it's like, what y'all doing? Well, we getting ready. Ready for what? Well, because they didn't take the mission seriously. They didn't think that it was going to be that big. But we just, like we could use the moonlight, right? We walking together, so what I got to go get prepared for? Slothfulness. is a big thing that you get in this story. They were slothful. They were no accountability, right? All these different things that they hold us back from reaching. Like, come on, man. We all got a true potential that we're supposed to be trying to tap. But you can't get your true potential if you're walking around dark, blind to what your potentials are. But you watch everybody else reach their potential. Shouldn't that motivate you at some point to go get your own damn oil and push yourself? But that's the point. But then guess what? It's too late. By the time it's time to pull up to the spot that we got to go to, you can't run back and fuel up. Should have been did that. Again, you can't study in the dark. Well, let me go study out so I can get that. Should have been studying when you had light. Should have been studying when we was all getting it all together. You should have been mounting up your resources mentally, right? So this story, when you look deep into it, it's really about character. This ain't about preparation on that level, doomsday prepping, right? This ain't about doomsday prepping. This is about character prep.
Yep.
And building your character. Y'all see this?
Yep. Go to just on what you were saying. Go to Mark 9:49. Mark 9:49. You know,
He said fourth land roach.
what?
He said a pig is a land roach.
Just on this point, and we're gonna read it too. We're gonna read down on this Matthews about like the 5 unwise, how they wanted. It was like they said to the 5 wise, give us some of ours, right? And the 5 unwise, they didn't prepare, right? There's something else that we all get going through the truth that
Sit down.
actually, like, none of us can give to one another. We can only like give advice, but it'd be a path that only us can, that each individual gotta walk through. It talks about it in Ezra. Maybe I should have threw it in here where it says that it's so narrow that only one man can go through at a time.
2nd Ezra 7.
Yeah, but let's read this one. Let's read Mark 9:49.
Book of Mark chapter 9 verse 49.
Let Noah get it.
Mark chapter 9 verse 49. For everyone shall be
Salted.
with fire, and every
Sacrifice.
shall be
Salted.
with salt.
So,
Damn. Ugh.
Every
It's cold.
single person that's here, you gotta see it. Like when I should have pulled it. I should have pulled this when you were talking about those that were leaving back with the seed, and why they were leaving because they were offended with the word.
The word.
Like brothers and sisters, they left, and the 5 foolish, they were being offended by the thing that was gonna salt them. You see what I'm saying? Like the Most High. When we offered sacrifices, come on, man. The Most High is like us. You don't want no bland food.
He said, let your sacrifice lack no salt.
Bro, you don't want no bland food. You ever been about to season some chicken? Season your steak, season whatever it is that you're about to season, and you realize, damn, I don't got no seasoning. You don't still cook it. Like, man, somebody run to the store. I'm not about to cook this if ain't no seasoning. If ain't no all-purpose,
right?
We don't got no paprika.
Right?
We don't got no black pepper.
You gotta at least have some salt and pepper.
We don't got nothing.
At least some salt.
You don't got no onion powder, no garlic powder, nothing.
We can't do like Esau, right out the package, just right into the pot, not even a wash. Not even no lime juice on the meat.
And then we're just gonna lightly saute it.
We only get a nice 1 second sear.
A little sear.
We're just gonna get a 1 second sear on each side.
Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Like, you salt your food. You gotta understand that the way we get salted is by the things that we gotta deal with. You see what I'm saying? That's why it says everyone shall be salted with fire. You earn your salt by the fire that you go through, by the trials and the tribulations that you go through. That's how you earn your salt. The salt is earned. Your flavor is earned. And that's why, as you go through your trials and your tribulations, that's why you're able to now talk about it. That's you now. That's those stripes that you earn that you get to live. And guess what? When the 5 foolish are like, give me some of your oils, well, the ones that didn't want to go through the things that others had to go through, they'll never be able to. They may be able to talk about it, but they'll never really be able to talk about it like that, because they didn't live it. You see what I'm saying? They might be able to read, yeah, man, through much tribulations we shall enter into the kingdom. And they may be able to give examples, but the ones that really went through the tribulation for the Most High and understand how to go through tribulation, but also understand the why to go through the tribulation and how to help somebody go through the tribulation, those are the ones that really earned it. You see what I'm saying? But you got to be salted with the fire. The fire is meant to salt you. That's why it says every sacrifice shall be salted with fire. Now check this out. Read verse 50.
Verse 50.
Uh-huh.
Salt is good.
And that's why he comes back and tells you that salt is good. Go ahead.
But if the salt have lost its
saltness,
wherewith will ye season it?
Yeah, like if you're the salt, if you don't got no flavor to you, then what's the use? And that's the 5 foolish. There ain't nothing there. What's the use?
What is salt if it's not salty?
You got the lamp, but like, bro, you ain't used the lamp. What was the point? What was the use? Go ahead.
Have salt in yourselves, and have peace on
one
with
another. So have salt with yourselves and have peace one with another. This is another aspect that comes into play. Because a lot of the 5 foolish, whenever they leave, they always try to do what? Or they always try to blame a person for why they're not here. Or try to blame a situation for why they're not here. But really, they just blame Christ. You see what I'm saying? Like no accountability. I'm going to blame others for why I failed. For why I didn't finish. Because I was talking about finishing earlier. You ain't never finished nothing a day in your life. But we blame everybody else for why we ain't finished nothing a day in our life. If you ain't finished one thing and you that's just the track record. You're not a finisher. Y'all see what I'm saying? So it's all these different things that come into play on why the 5 foolish didn't make it. But now let's go back to Matthew chapter 25. Go back to Matthew 25 and 4.
Matthew chapter 25 and verse 4.
But
the wise took oil in their vessels.
And the 5 foolish didn't. Go ahead.
With their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried. They all slumbered and slept.
So Christ is saying, well, what? Christ ain't here yet, right? So we live in life, we doing what we supposed to be doing. Go ahead.
Sir.
What's up?
When something tarries, doesn't that usually mean that it those time
Tarry here means wait.
Yeah.
Right.
You're waiting. Tarry here, it means to wait around.
So he even gave them more time.
John.
You know what I'm saying? To get themselves together.
Read it again. Where you at?
That tarry is like the grace.
Where you at?
Matthew chapter 25, verse 5.
Right, read it again.
While the bridegroom tarried.
Right, well, he tarried, like right now, Yahweh Shai is tarrying. He's tarrying now because we don't know when he's going to come. He don't know when he's going to come. So while he's waiting to arrive, that's what it's saying. While he tarries, while he's waiting to come, what should we be doing in his tarrying? Right? Go ahead.
They all slumbered and slept.
They did what?
Slumbered and slept.
Yeah, a little sleep, a little turning, a little this, a little that, a little folding of the hands. I'll get to that later. I'll study that tomorrow. Right? I got time. Sure. Okay. I was talking to Shabbat the other day. What did I tell you the other day about? What did I say? I said, as much as I study, what did I say?
Oh, you said that you felt like you weren't as good, or
Yeah, I was like, bro, I feel whack.
yeah.
And I get in here. I get in here. Like I get a lot of studying in, and I'm still like, bruh, it ain't enough.
I was like, what do you mean you don't feel like you're that sharp or you're that good? I was like, compared to who?
Right?
Compared to
Compared
what?
to where I want to be at.
But that's
Compared to where I want to be. Compared to what I feel like I should be at. That's what I'm comparing it to. I can't compare to nobody else. I know that. But compared to where I feel I should be, I'm not there. Even with the amount of studying that I do, I still don't feel like I'm there because I don't feel like there's enough time to literally, there's not enough brain power in all of it. Because once I learn one thing and forget something else. Then you got to go back and relearn that one thing and then you forget the last thing you learned. And it's this constant cycle of, damn, you know what? Let me reread that real quick to refresh. I can't read the whole Bible in a day. I wish. Imagine if you could read the whole Bible in a day. God darn it. You would just never forget anything. Right? But it's not even enough time to read the whole Bible in a month. It's not even enough time. Especially when you're sitting on one chapter for days and just embodying it and meditating on it. You know what I mean? But that should be the mind that we all have. Like, yo, I don't got enough time. It's funny. I was getting dressed and I was getting ready to tell Alexa to put some music on. I was like, I don't even know what to put on. Like, I haven't listened to music in a minute. Right? It's like straight Bible app and news. And I'm like, damn, I was gonna put something on. I'm like, that's weird. I don't know what to play. Right? Because my mind is on a whole different thing right now. But that's how we all should be, where it's like, man, I don't got enough time for music and just the foolishness, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight, there was a cry made. Behold!
When they least expected it. Meaning he comes as a thief in the night.
Yep.
When they thought it was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the 5th hour of my sleep, catching that REM, dreams, and all that good stuff. I'm deep in my deep sleep. Here goes a cry. Or the sound of a trump, like it says in Thessalonians. Right? That unexpected shout. Oh, snap. Damn. Right now? I thought I had more. Oh, wow. Well, because our salvation is nearer than what we once believed. So just think about it, though. This should put you in a fearful mind. Real talk. We all should be in a fearful mind of, wait a minute, have I done enough? Am I doing enough? Just within myself to be accepted of Christ. Am I doing enough? Because he went to the last scripture. I don't know you. Right? I don't know you. Am I doing enough to be known? Am I doing enough to get to know what Yahweh Shai wants, what the Most High wants?
You know something else too. Just like I was saying earlier, like we're a part of this betrothal period. Is my mind in line to where I can be accepted to be married? Because in the betrothal period, the husband can always be like, well, the potential husband can always be like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good. Yep.
I'm good. We're not compatible.
Yeah, she talking to other niggas.
Yeah.
I heard she talking to somebody else.
She's unfaithful.
Yeah, she unfaithful.
You know what? I find her not a maid.
I find her not a maid. She's not chaste like a virgin that I thought she was.
Yeah, like you lied to me. Like you tried to.
And I didn't even have to lay with her. Guess what? Just her actions. She has a whorish mind. When she's supposed to be learning me, what's she learning? Call of Duty. Right? You worried about your kills. You on sports and all the things that when the world ends, all those things are going with it.
Yep.
All the sports, bro, we love our football. We love our little basketball. Don't get me wrong. I keep up with scores here and there. I know how the Clippers is looking. You know what I'm saying? I know how the Nuggets is looking. I can tell you those things, but I can tell you better what's in this book than what LeBron got going on. You see what I'm saying?
You know what else we could tell you too? We could tell you that more than likely they ain't gonna make it either.
Yeah.
Tell you like we could look and be like, oh, you basketball players that they could drop 30, but the nails look better than our ribs right now.
Yep.
Like the way they doing their nails, man, they got
Oh, D Wade, that nigga is
Bro, their nails look way better than some of our ribs nails. It's like what is?
Yeah, D Wade they was clowning him.
Listen,
Bruh.
if y'all don't know, that's like the new thing.
Like dudes
That's
doing
the
their
new thing.
nails.
Like dudes really doing their nails.
Drake, yes, their nails.
Their nails.
Like painting them.
Painting them, putting
fake nails, acrylic. Dudes. Drake, D Wade, yeah, that's their thing. That's the thing. So we understand it's all about it's entertainment, whatever. And what the real thing is. What's that?
But I don't know, bro. I just thought for some reason, what if all the brothers just walked in here with their nails painted?
Then you wouldn't be a brother.
No.
It's like that. We got more sisters.
No, it ain't even that.
It's like we got more sisters.
It ain't even that. You know what it was? I was thinking like, I'm sorry. I was like,
got the most manliest answer here.
I don't get it.
Don't do that to him, man.
I was like, bro, I can't
imagine if Abishai with those paws walked in here with nails.
Y'all didn't let me finish.
Okay,
I was like, I can't picture Abishai with nails on. and in my mind, I was like, wait,
Sexy Santana.
I can't picture none of these brothers with nails on. See? Yeah, y'all didn't let me finish.
But then you see
But
Sexy.
I just started from the left, you know?
Then you see Sexy Santana or whoever that nigga is. And then you like, yeah, well, that's a nigga with nails. Saucy Santana. I seen one photo, he was sitting there, nails was this long. Golly, bro. Wow.
How they gonna shoot basketballs? Nails that long.
Yeah, that's a rapper.
Bruh, it's
Saucy Santana? Yeah. No, that's a homo that I'm talking about.
yeah, that's a demon.
Yeah, he's a straight demon.
That's a Bati boy.
And I think the chick that he's with is a transgender woman. It's wild, yo.
Wait, what hell?
It's a transgender, so I think the dude that he's with is a transgendered into a woman.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, it's very, and then he's like a chick with a beard. Him, Saucy Santana. It's very wild.
Yeah.
He's the one that tried to. He's the one that said he was going. He was going to assault academic. I gotta be careful with my words these days. Can't keep getting the channel banned. He was going to sexually assault academics. Had him crying on the internet.
No, he had academics crying.
Yeah, he had academics crying on the internet. Yep, and protecting himself. Don't drop the soap. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And at midnight, when there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Mm-hmm. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
Y'all see that? The foolish is like, man, give us some of your oil, so because our lamps is gone out. But this is the coldest part. Read verse 9. Listen to the answer.
But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go you rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
So the wise was like, nah, we're not going to give you some of our oil, because what if there's not enough for you and us? For us and you. You think the foolish didn't know that? You think the foolish didn't know that, man, if I take some of the wise oil, like,
They're going to be out.
they probably not going to make it either. But it shows you how the foolish think and considerate. So it gives you another aspect. The foolish isn't considerate of everything else. They're not considerate of themselves, but then they'd also not considerate of other people. Because why would I put you in jeopardy if I'm in? Why would we both be in jeopardy now? Because I didn't prepare. Because I didn't get myself ready. Now I'm gonna pull you down with me. That doesn't make any sense.
Because in the last days, men shall be lovers of themselves. Yeah. That's why when that last, it's wild, man. You're gonna we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it as like things get harder and harder to come by. Like the scriptures say, the land will be barren of faith. When all these things really start to kick in gear, people are gonna show who they really are. Right? People don't show who they are when it's comfortable, and that's what we see. Oh, we all comfortable. We kicking it in the cabin. We all friends. But when I got what you need, oh snap, you my enemy. right? We see that when we went over the situation with Saul and David. Right. When Saul found out that David had what he wanted, he's automatically now he's the enemy. Automatically now it's time to kill this dude. I don't care about his well-being. It's the same thing with these virgins. They didn't care about the well-being of others around them, the ones that actually fought for their position and fought for that oil, because they didn't just go walk out and grab oil. They had to work for that oil.
Yeah.
They had to put in work to store it up, to keep that oil in a place where, you know what, it's time to go. Got it. It's accessible.
It's like what I was saying. They earned it.
Yeah.
They earned it. They had to go through some things to really earn it. It's like, it's, okay, I'll use this instance. Like, go ahead.
You know what the oil, I'm sorry. You know what the oil is like? It's like the byproduct of their trial and of their tribulation. When you look at even that, where, how do you get oil from that olive? You got to squeeze it. You got to put it through pressure. That oil was a representation of, this is what we struggle to go through, and look at the results of our works, right? He said something about wisdom. And how do we get wisdom? By going through trials and tribulations. So how do I get my oil? Well, I gotta, again, prepare my soul for temptation. Like, the narrative is never gonna stop. It's always gonna come back to what? Preparing my soul for temptation, preparing for my trial, getting ready, so that when I do go through it, now wisdom is the end result, not my faith being burned away.
Yeah.
Y'all see this? It's never gonna change. I'm gonna always sound like a broken record.
You know, just another aspect. You know why it says that through much tribulation shall you enter into the kingdom of heaven? I know why it says that. Well, it says that because that's what's going to teach you how. It's the tribulation that actually teaches you how to become that person that will be accepted into heaven. Mm-hmm. Because the tribulation reveals these different things, these different characteristics that you have. So then when you start to see these characteristics, then you're like, damn, like, this is really how I am. This is really how I think. Why do I think like this? Like, why is my mind not joined with everybody else's mind? Like, why am I separate when it comes to this? Why? Like, and what it is the trial that reveals all these different things. The situation that reveals why I'm not like those around me that I see that are pure, that I know are pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, those that I see that's like battling and chucking and pushing and moving forward. Like, damn, like, why am I not like that? But not a lot of people even think like that. They're just like, I'm just moving. But the tribulation, it'll reveal, like, damn, like, do I match up to the word or do I not? Or do I not? Because the only way for you to really see if you match up to the word or not is for the trial to be present. It's for the tribulation to be present. It's for that fire to be present. And then when it's there, then you're able to make the adjustments as necessary. And then you make the adjustments, then yeah, you do earn that salt. You do earn that flavor that gets you there. You do earn that oil. Y'all see what I'm saying? But again, the foolish, they don't stay around to get it. Y'all see what I'm saying? They don't.
They never even went out. They never even had a trial.
The foolish also, they'll be around. But then when the trial gets hot, when the fire gets hot, then they pull back.
Go right to their comforts.
They pull back. They start to crumble. They start to.
Oh man, bro, this is crazy. But ain't that what it is? A foolish person. You know what makes them a fool is that they always resort back to the flesh. They always want to go back to what's comfortable.
Yeah.
They always want to go back to what makes me feel good, right? Or, you know, what they don't have or what they do have. It always goes back to that. When you read about these five, it said that they did what?
It said, but the wise answered, saying, not so.
No, read verse 5 again. Is it 5 where it said they slumbered?
Yes.
Read that.
While the bridegroom tarried,
right?
They all slumbered and slept.
Yeah, they just rested in their comfort, right? So they slumbered, they slept. You know, if my comfort is video games, I'm doing that. If my comfort is eating, I'm doing that. If my comfort is just sulking within myself, I'm gonna just sit back and do that. right? I'm not gonna go put in the work to be able to get the results that's going to benefit me long term. Because think about it. How long were the 5 wise storing up oil for? Oh shit. It don't say. But guess what? You got people that have died storing up their oil. Right?
Yes.
Don't you got the Pauls, the Peters, all these great men that we read about? Don't you got men before us that have died in the knowledge, storing up oil and have not seen the bridegroom? But they stored their oil, right? They didn't say, well, man, when is he gonna come? Well, he ain't here tomorrow. I might have to just throw this oil out. Nah, they kept storing. These 5 wise, they kept using and storing this oil and using and then gathering more because their flame couldn't burn out. It's like this thing where if the flame burns out, then you don't go store anything. But then you got to use what you're storing to keep gathering.
Yeah,
you see that? It's like,
see that.
right. It's like I got to go out there to get the oil, but I got to use the oil that I'm gathering. But then I got to use that oil to go out there to light my fire, to keep.
Which make
It's a cycle.
Even what you said, it makes sense. That's why I said that it's impossible to want to lighten those that word.
Right. For them
Because once that flame goes out, it's like
it's over. But see, these 5 nigglets, they said, wait a minute. So I got to keep going out there to get oil? Yeah. Oh, no, I'm good. I got my oil once. I'm straight. I should be good. And they burned it up and they didn't see the reason to keep going back out there and gathering more oil. Yep. And doing that work because it takes work. It's like, how do I get strong if I'm weak? Well, I got to at least tap into some strength and build up and build up and build up over time. They wanted the instant gratification, which is what? Just sitting back. The wise, so it's showing you the wise don't worry about the here and now. A wise man foreseeth the evil. A wise man's eyes are in his head. A wise man is looking at the future. Where the foolish, they're like, man, shit, bruh, I need to feel something now. And that's what makes them a fool.
Yeah.
Because you'll get it. Oh, you'll get it. But then guess what? It says that your glory will be your shame.
Yep.
Whew. Well, I've been sick, man. I don't know about y'all. I don't know why y'all working so hard. I'm chilling. Kick the foot up, do all that, but then it's like, yeah, all that chilling got your ass burned up. All that chilling got you in a deeper ditch. All that kicking up your feet and throwing it in there. Oh, see, I'm just chilling. I don't know about it. Like, y'all working too hard. Okay. We're going to see what happens when it's time. What's that?
Another aspect to their foolishness is that
on your body.
they said for them to go buy the oil, go get it, right?
Wait, say it again. Say it again.
So another aspect to their foolishness is the wise ones told them, hey, look, go buy it. But they didn't, if they have the lamp already, they have the light, why didn't the fools just follow the wise to the
same
bride
place?
To the same place?
That's the point, because that's why they're foolish.
Right.
They didn't even follow the right example. Mm-hmm. They can't even follow the example. That's like salvation 101. Be a good follower.
Yeah.
That's like soldier 101. Just follow the right example. Covet the best gifts. But they couldn't even follow to be saved.
It's like they relied so much on the wise, thinking that, all their work, they would have just given it to them.
Right.
It's like, hey, give me what you have. They relied on, give me, give me that. Instead of doing their own work. They relied so much on for them to take their burden instead of putting in their work.
Yep. And the coldest part too, think about it. These are 10 virgins, right? What are they going to the bridegroom for? Ain't they about to go get wifed up? They would have been trash ass wives. You would have been garbo. Because what were you supposed to be learning to be? A wife. A wise wife buildeth, right, her house. So they were going through that time of gathering the oil was a time of building yourself up. Now we know that obviously the parable is about 10 virgins, right? But what does it mean to be chaste and a virgin? Unused, restrained, So it was about building myself up in abstinence, right? Abstaining from the pollutions of the world, right? But then also building myself as a husband. Forget about virgins now, right? There was 10 unwise husbands. Or 10 wise husbands or bachelors. 10 bachelors. 5 wise, 5 unwise. Why? The wise ones developed into what they knew they were supposed to be. When the wife comes now, I'm switching it around. But what's the point of a bridegroom having dumbass wives or dumb potential wives? And he gonna be like, oh, you didn't learn how to do dishes the whole time. You didn't watch them. Oh, you didn't learn how to cook the whole time. You wasn't watching them. Like, what the hell were you doing? Oh, I was, beauty rest. I look good, right? My breasts are perky. My hair is long, it's combed. Look, their hair is nappy and they got dishpan hands. Well, yeah, because they was putting in work on how to be a wife. See, the outward, right? Well, I look good. I'm healthy. I'm not all ran down like her and tired looking, but yeah, she tired. Because you've been putting in work. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so many lessons. Man, it's cold. There's so many lessons in this one parable. That's why he spoke in parables, because not everybody, think about it. I've been through this damn, you know what's funny when I think about it? Kazaki did a class on this maybe like a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. Right? And I caught a bar of it. But even the aspect that we're bringing out, it's a different lane, because there's so many ways to tap into these parables and apply them, because that's what Christ wanted us to do. If you was going to get it, you were going to get it for your situation, right? So, I mean, it's deep, because there's so much to it. There's so much that we can talk about just in these parables.
Yep.
Where were you?
Last one to close it off. It's 9/11. It's going to be the last one to close it out. Let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and 65.
Like, wow.
1665?
Shut
Yeah.
up.
2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 65.
Go ahead.
And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
So, just to close it out with the 5 foolish, because this is not what we want to be like, right? You see how the scripture says your own sins shall be your accusers in that day? Well, we all know what it is that we're lacking and what it is that we need to be doing. And those things that we overlook within ourselves, those weaknesses, those issues that we overlook in our spirits, when it comes to that time and Christ does come back, it's going to be those same things. That's going to be the reason that holds us back. You see what I'm saying? It's like the 5 foolish. Like the 5 wise took the lamp, took the oils, 5 foolish didn't. The 5 had the oil, 5 foolish didn't. Well, when that day came, what happened? Well, give us some of your oil, but you didn't go and get it yourself. So now when that day came, it's like the things that you didn't have, now you wishing you could just get it from somebody. Now you wishing that you could just add it. Now you wishing you could just go out and buy it and just have it, but you can't. You can't. Like, you had all this time. Like you pointed out about the tarry, about how the husbandman tarry. Well, you had all this grace. You had all this time to get the stuff right, but we didn't. If that time was to come, we didn't fix what needed to be fixed. So those things end up being the things that accuse us in that day. Read verse 66. You're gonna read to verse 67. Go ahead.
What will ye do? Or how will ye hide your sins before God and his angels?
Why? Because you can hide it from man. You can hide it from women. You can hide it from your wife. You can hide it from your husband. You can hide it from your kids, but you ain't gonna be able to hide it from the Most High, because he searches the hearts. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Behold, God himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins. And forget your iniquities.
And forget your what?
Iniquities.
It says forget. Leave off from sin and forget. A lot of us like to hold on to things, hold on to our past, hold on to things that happen. Well, he's telling you right here to forget, because if you don't forget and you hold on to it, well, that'll be the thing that accuses you at the end. That's going to be the thing that you get to say, well, this is why I don't have it. This is why I'm not here. But so you don't have your oil. So that's going to be the reason why you don't have your oil when the time comes. Y'all see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
To meddle no more with them forever.
And this be the thing, like one of the reasons why we don't forget is because we like to be with that. We like to be in that environment. We like to be around those time periods, those sinful things. We like that life. Why? Because we like to meddle with it. We like to play with it. Why? Because it's the broad path. It's not the narrow path. So because it's the broad path, we like everything that comes with the broad path and not the narrow. But go ahead.
So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble.
So just going there just to close it out, man. Again, this was, the title of the class was The 5 Wise, The 5 Foolish. The 5 wise prepared themselves. The 5 wise went through the things they had to go through. The 5 foolish, man, it's a lot. As y'all can see, it's a lot. Hopefully y'all saw it's a lot. It's not just, they didn't put oils in their thing. It's a lot, man.
Right.
It wasn't just that. They just didn't do the works that they needed to do. They didn't prepare themselves like how they needed to prepare themselves. So when the day came, they got caught lacking. Y'all see that?
Don't get caught lacking.
So with that, man, we would like to say the water for everybody for joining us.
Hey, go back and rewatch another class. Yeah, go ahead and rewatch that. We're not gonna be doing class here in Houston. I'm gonna be at the summit. He's gonna be at the summit. He's gonna be busy doing some other things. So we're not gonna be doing class here Friday or Saturday. Right, Friday or Saturday. Kazakia will do class in VA Friday online and Saturday online, so y'all can catch that Shabbat class. And then we'll be back Monday, regular scheduled program. All right? All right. With that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.